everybody. This is Gene from We're Gaming from the Balcony. And tonight with me is Phil and Ryan.
Hey.
It's Ryan, and we've got Phil here somewhere.
I'm here.
All right. Oops, what am I doing? This is not working.
Gene's broken it already.
I've already broken this thing. All right. Back to where we are. All right. So, we're going to go through the first round pairings of Mountain Mayhem for this weekend. So, I guess let's go.
And remind me again, first round is diagonal secure?
Diagonal secure.
Right.
There you go. Thanks, Phil. Okay, game one. This is what we have 5 grudge matches.
Good. The grudge matches should go first.
Yep. Grudge match 1, and they're in the order of the way they were taken on the sheet. So
I think Brandon and Phil Carl should be get table 1, but we'll see who we get.
You think they should or should not?
I think they should be. Are they?
Okay.
I haven't seen your list yet.
They are. It should pop up right now. Is this not showing on your screen?
Just the casual.
We're still seeing the man with his raccoon.
Okay, let me try something real quick.
Phil, that's Harry. Harry and the Henderson.
Harry and Henderson.
Right?
It is. That's where he's from. Let's stop this for a minute. And stop that. And we're going to go screen share.
All right, so now we're seeing your little theater icon.
Share.
All right, now we're back to the raccoon.
I see you, Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means he doesn't have screen locked.
So
See me
screen
talk right
lock.
now.
I should have just tried to screen lock.
I think you're screen locked again now. Now I see the raccoon. I think when you're showing the raccoon, it's screen locked.
So the raccoon should be up, and it should be locked.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Apparently, it doesn't like when we go to the slide presentation, so
Just go one by one.
we're going to just go one by one.
That's fine.
Let's minimize this at least. So we've got that, and let's do this. That change for you guys.
A little bit.
All right. Game 1. How's that?
I think we're getting some lag. It hasn't gone all the way yet.
Yeah, it's frozen. Technology.
Hey.
It's a good thing we worked this out ahead of time.
You know, these people don't realize we've been sitting here for 20 minutes trying to get this to work.
Oh, there we go.
I saw it. I think it came up and then it went back and like freezing or something. There we are. Oh, no, it lost it again.
There.
Maybe if we wait.
Why is it blinking?
I don't know. Do you want me to
see
bring
what
my
I'm
girlfriend
saying?
back out to fix this for us?
I still see a raccoon guy.
I'm going to stop this. Okay, hold on. Going one more time. Okay, so you got the little icon up there. Loading. It's loaded. Can you guys still hear me at least?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That. There. Location. That. Share.
Okay. So now it's back to your lock screen.
See the raccoon.
Present to everyone. All right. Okay, so game 1.
We're really excited for game 1, Gene.
Is this moving to game 1?
I don't believe there is a game 1.
I'm now convinced that you are correct.
You made this nice slideshow and everything.
It's a nice, impressive slide.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, wait, it went away.
And we lost it.
Is it only coming up when I'm talking? Is that what the problem is?
No, you're screen locked. Oh, nope. There it went again. Say something, Gene. Let's test your hypothesis.
Okay, so let's see if it just sticks. You guys be quiet for a minute. And it just blinks in and out, right?
It has nothing to do with you talking. It's just the slide's not sticking.
Let's try this a different way then. Let's go.
I think this is a PowerPoint issue.
pain. Let's give this one more shot. I don't know what to do if, let's go with my entire screen. I'm going to share my entire screen, so now it's going to look really bad for just a minute.
Oh, looks good. We can see it right now.
Okay, what do you got now?
We had it, and now you're showing. Can you hit the next slide now?
Okay.
There you go.
The only thing is now when Phil talks, it goes to his face.
Awesome.
Phil, say something.
Yeah, because you just started talking and went to your face.
Present.
Whoa.
All right, hold on. There, it's going to break your screen.
There. That
All
did
right, we got it. And it's not going to us when we talk. This is perfect, Gene. You fixed it.
All right, 5 minutes
it. 12?
20, 22, 30 minutes in, yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Some of us were late. Some of us have problems with technology. I didn't have my headphones. We're all together in this.
I forgot we were doing this.
Yeah, we're responsible.
Right. So here we go. We're back to
You're a
game
doctor,
one.
right?
Brandon Phelps versus Phil Carl.
Can I pick neither?
Neither? You going for a 10-10 in this one?
A 0-0.
There is no way Brandon gets a 10-10. Brandon will 20 Phil, or he will get a 0, or somewhere within like 2 points of that.
I'm going Brandon more than 15. I'm going to win for Brandon.
So, I mean, looking at this, Brandon, a lot of Brandon's things don't scare Phil very much. Because the two hunters can't hurt his hippogriffs. I mean, they don't do multi-wound, they only do one wound.
Correct.
And Phil probably doesn't care that much about Pyroman.
Traditionally, I think KOE is a bad matchup for ogres because they can break their ranks and they outcharge them. So,
plus,
just
Brandon
armies, I would assume Phil has the edge.
Brandon does not have a lot of high strength stuff. It's a lot of strength 5. I mean, really the only things that are over strength 5 are he has the 3 bruisers, the con, and the auroch.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say this is not a great match for Brandon. What does Phil has?
The key to this matchup for Brandon, I feel like, is his frost mana. The things he has that drop his opponent's initiative and allow him to swing first, I think those are a pretty big deal.
Did Phil not take an oath on either of these guys?
He did not. He does not he doesn't do that. He didn't do it at Dragon's Den either.
Weird.
Yes, he does not have any of the multi-wound guys.
So it's not just that you left it off.
That is absolutely correct. Thanks for the confidence there, Ron.
Well, that has been a problem in some of the lists you're so excited to put out.
Yes. When I converted them, some things disappeared.
Yeah. I played Phil's list round 5 at Dragon's Den. It's tough. Like I couldn't deal with the Knights Forlorn, so I was chapped in the whole game. Yeah. But his characters, while they're hard to get a hold of, they're not too difficult to kill. Like they can be ground down by units and stuff.
Correct. And the other thing he's got is the questing virtue, of course, gives you that extra charge distance and +1 to hit against fear causers, but there's not a lot of fear causers.
Yeah, ogres don't cause fear, right? Do the characters cause fear, Ryan?
No, not unless they're on a mammoth. So the only thing that cause fear are his mammoth and his auroch.
Well, that's good for Brandon.
Right.
I think the biggest problem Brandon's going to run into, though, is these two... all this stuff can break a steadfast. If a unit of Realm Knights hits something... Phil doesn't have a lot of ways to affect his hit rolls, though. That might be a problem for him. Because, like, if you hit all these units, he's going to hit on 4s. Because they either parry or their weapons skill like 4 or something like
that. The problem is when I look at Phil's list, I feel like he's missing a unit or something. Like, I just don't...
Well, those Knights Forlorn are really expensive. Like, that's a very hard unit to fight. Like, nothing in my Tomb King list can fight the Forlorn. Like, I ended up beating him because I chapped him with I took my Chaff the Archers too wide, and I chaffed him with Chaff the Archers, and I countercharged on my turn with my Archer bunker, and that broke his ranks. Because I had like 3 buffs on him. But I couldn't fight it in a fair fight.
Yeah, I mean, that one unit is scary, but he has really not a lot of range. So that means the Sabers are going to be chaffing.
Yeah, classic KOE problem. They can't deal with chaff.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really.
Last charge is not even on those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really wants to fight the Dukes, but it's I don't know. Phil's list seems like it's missing a trick to me. So,
but of course, this list rolled me, so I don't have room to talk.
And you were playing ogres when you played him, right?
Yeah, but I was playing a shooty ogre list, which is.
And Phil has 4 scoring. Brandon has 5 scoring. Secure. I don't know. There might be a slight advantage in the scenario to Brandon, but the deployment's probably helping Phil a little bit.
Brandon's just going to use those as chaff. Like, he doesn't have musicians. He shoves everything forward.
I don't know.
Right. So what's the call, guys?
I think we're gonna have a split decision. I think I'm gonna take Phil in this.
Okay.
I think I'd take Brandon. I think Brandon will win the scenario, and I think it'll be close on points. But yeah,
I don't think it's close on points. I might be wrong on who's winning it, but I can tell you this game will not be close.
Brandon does not play games that are close on points.
Yeah. This game will be 15 plus to whoever wins it. I don't know who's going to win it, but I think Phil has the edge.
Okay, so if I'm putting you down for a 15 plus, Phil.
I would still say Brandon. That Frost Mammoth still makes it very hard for the lances to go in, especially without a last charge. Those Mirth bets are scary even to a lance, especially when they're going first.
All right, so I think you calling it.
All right.
Ryan?
Who's taking Brandon?
I'm taking Brandon.
With how many points?
We'll say a 15 to Brandon.
Oh, we should tally this up.
I'm writing it. That's why I was.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
This would be like the Phil Joe score we keep track of.
The person who gets the most right needs to get something, or maybe more. The person who gets the most wrong loses something.
I'll bring you a skeleton to smash if you bring me a model to smash.
All right, let's go to the next one then.
Oh wait, Gene, are you picking?
I did. I picked Brandon at 16-4.
Brandon 15-5. Oh, 16-4. All right, nice.
Like I said, Brandon doesn't play close games.
Now a good match is up.
I don't know who the first guy is, but the second one's Pete Reese, and that's a strong dwarf list.
So I originally challenged Chris and Shannon because I was irritated last term and I didn't get to play any of the guys at the top level because I couldn't get my points up there high enough. So Chris didn't come and Shannon refused to play me. So I've been talking to Ryan about guys that were applying the TT team, and I've never met Pete Reese, but I'd heard good things about him, so I challenged him. And then I looked up his list because he was just at Mayhem in the Mountains, the Denver tournament,
right.
And I looked at what these Dragon Seekers do.
Yes. Bad choice, Phil.
Bad choice. And he was very eager to accept my challenge. So.
Of course he was.
He was like, oh, great. Dragon Seeker bait.
I think he won Mayhem in the Mountains, didn't he?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's a good player, but this is the bigger problem is the actual matchup than the player, in my opinion.
I played almost exactly this list at Corner Hammer. I'm trying to figure out what. I think he had another copter, not a bomber, and he had something else instead of a Dragon Seeker. Or he had one Dragon Seeker, not two. But it's a tough list. It's a good, like a good solid list.
Was it the list or was it Pete?
Both.
Oh, you played Pete.
Yeah, Pete with almost this list.
Got it.
So I have had Finlayson play me with Pete's list, so
Actually,
I have had a practice game against it.
I just looked it up, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Reese did win Mayhem in the Mountains.
Oh, even better.
Tournament champion, Pete Reese.
Even better.
You won last year?
No, the 2017 one.
Yeah.
Last year. Okay. Good point. This one hasn't happened yet, has it?
No, it just happened like a month ago.
Oh. The final results on their webpage is from last year still. Okay, never mind then. Ignore that.
Obviously, he's good.
He's a good player. I've played him a couple times. I've played him both times I went to Buckeye. 2 out of 3 times I went to Buckeye. Anyway.
So, sorry, one Dragon Seeker...
2 Dragon...
Oh, yeah, but Monster Seeker is the one that does multi-wound too?
They both do multi-wounds. So one does multi-wounds D3, and one does multi-wounds 2 to anything large or gigantic. So my entire army is large or bigger. So he has 2 characters that do multi-wounds. This is like the big weakness of my army is multi-wound guys. The only thing that helps me is they only move 3 inches.
And remind me again, they do not get the swing back if you kill them on impact, right?
Impact's the only thing that stopped that. But I think the way that it looks to me is... Because I've played against Seekers. Seekers are killable. It's the Dragon Seekers that put it over the top. Because I can fight Seekers head-to-head. But Dragon Seekers make it so I get blown out on combat res because I can lose like 4 models to one guy.
Correct.
And I'm down 12 combat res. And I pop.
I think your Chariots are your key here. Because the Chariots can make such a big dent in the Seekers. I mean, you actually have a lot of shooting in this list because you have, what, 16 Shopty shots and another, what, 12, 18 shots from the Chariots?
Yeah, so Gene will tell you this is called the perfect Tomb King list. And it has to do with just the right amount of shooting.
It is the perfect list.
And that's the one thing is those Seekers, especially the 10-man Seeker unit, I mean, you can shoot them to death. They do have a weakness there, and you have a lot of blast magic.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. It's not an ideal match for me just because of the multi-wounds. So very tough first-round pairing. I rate the game as a yellow trending red for me. The scenario helps me out a little bit, even though he has a lot of scoring units. We'll see how it goes. I have had Finlayson play this list though, and I played against it. The first time I lost, the second time I won. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to play Pete though.
I think Pete's got a little edge on you. I think it's gonna 12-8 to Pete.
Well, that puts in my prediction of yellow trending red.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. You have a lot of scoring too, however.
He also does have a cannon, and he's got an organ gun, so that Colossus is going to be in trouble. It's just a tough match for you, Phil.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Pete. Probably a small win, because I think Phil will pick up points, and honestly, you may even outshoot Pete.
Yeah, the other thing to consider is how I play. Like, I design my list as to be the guy that can play anybody. So, if you want to be the guy that can play anybody, you got to be able to take the bad matchups.
Right. All right, so Phil, what do you got to give this?
I'll give you a spread. I'll get somewhere between 5 and 15 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to take less than 5, and I'm not going to take more than 15. I think that's pretty reasonable, right?
There's a non-committal answer.
I'll either win, lose, or draw this game.
It's true. One of the 3.
No one's getting blown out of this game.
Ryan, do you want to rate this one?
I'll take Pete with a small win. I think they'll beat each other up. But
you want Pete with how many?
12.
All right.
I'm going to take myself for 12, by the way.
Yourself for 12. Okay. Good job. You got to have confidence in yourself.
So far, Phil has picked both people named Phil.
My strategy.
There's something going on there. Okay. So that takes care of those 2. Let's move on.
I love Stottle's list. Like, I think it's the most interesting list in the tournament. I don't know if it's any good, but it looks interesting.
All right. Here we go. Ryan Stottle and James Silva. It's a whole lot of text in that Ryan Stottle list.
He's got 3 characters that fly around and stomp and have like 2-up, 5-ups or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got 3 flying vampires.
Has 3 spells.
I guess he's taking 3 healing spells.
Well, plus the
and the summon shaft.
bound, right?
Yeah, so he has 4 spells in the list, right?
I'm of the opinion vampires don't need that many spells. Like, I was after Chris for a long time trying to get him to take less
Well,
spells.
Chris takes lists with like 28 spells.
I don't know, that's how he wants to play. I'm not
3
going
is pretty. I mean, yeah, I could almost see just 3 raise spells and that's it.
Because you also have that summon shaft spell. That summon shaft spell, if you're playing to get it in use, is like a must-stop spell.
The problem is if you take 3 raise spells, then the first turn or two doesn't like it. Like if you go first, you're like, well, I got no magic to cast.
No, you use 80 zombies. 82 zombies.
That's well, yeah, you can make zombies bigger. Yeah.
Should have taken more zombies. Should have taken 3 brooks of 40.
But here's the thing: they're all courtiers, right? These are not hero level vampires.
Oh, that's a good point. 40
They're not lord level vampires. These are 3 hero level vampires.
I didn't catch that.
I thought one was a count, but you're right. They all are.
But the Monstrous Reverend makes them back to T5, right?
Correct.
And so one's I assume they're all 1-up, one's a 1-up, 5-up, one's a 1-up, 4-up.
2 1-up, 4-ups.
Yeah, 2 1-up, 4-ups, and one's a 1-up, 5-up.
Yep.
Right. Rerollable armor. One reroll for one guy.
Yeah, so I like the character setup, but yeah, he's maxed out in characters. The problem with this type of list is because this is somewhat similar to a list one of the Australian guys named Akhtar was playing, and part of the problem is you can leave the army behind. Although I think that's probably a good purchase, the Black Coach by Ryan, or the Dark Coach, because it'll take
They let them march.
the rest of the army and keep them marching.
Correct. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like Ryan's list. I think those characters they're hitty, but they're not unkillable. But he has 1, 2, I mean, really 4 big, maybe 5 big threats in the army. It's a solid list.
It is. I think James might be in trouble on this one.
I know James generally does not like playing vampires.
Well, James is never very shooty list. Like, he's not relying on shooting down the vampires. He just has 2 massive bricks and 2 monsters.
Right. Those monsters just will devour infantry, though.
And here's the thing: is Ryan has no range threat, like at all. So, what does he have that wants to fight like the Iron Orcs? I mean, he has to combo things in.
Yeah, I think those Iron Orcs are a big problem for this list.
I don't know. I think the Ed Bashers pose more of a risk than the Iron Orcs. The Ed Bashers ignore the parry, and they're just going to just munch things.
You know, honestly, that Forest Goblin Master on a Gargantuan may be a big liability in this match with 3 flying heroes that are hunting it.
That's a good
challenge.
Yeah. 2 Gargantuans, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna.
I don't know how much Ryan has played vampires either.
That's a good point.
I'm going to give the edge to James in this one. I'm going 12 to James.
I just don't know what. There are a lot of Ryan's stuff does not want to fight a lot of James's stuff head to head. So a lot of it's going to depend on who can get the combos.
So I don't think there's any way that Ryan can win the objective on this game. I think that James' blocks are going to be too tough, and they can destroy all their scoring units.
I mean, the only way he wins the objective is if he just kills James' army.
Yeah. So I think James is getting at least 3 points. And that means he wouldn't be tabled, so he probably isn't going to lose that many. So I'm going to pick James. I'll take the 12-8 as well for James Silver.
I think I'm going to pick James as well.
Really? Ryan? You're not picking a Ryan?
No, I'm breaking.
Come on. I picked both Phils. You're not going to take your guy?
I'm picking a fellow captain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Ryan doesn't have enough giants left, so I think I'm going to pick James. I'm going to say a 15 to James.
Wow.
You say he doesn't have giants?
I'm gonna say an 8 to James.
A what?
18.
18. Wow, I would not say that.
All right.
Who did you guys?
Everyone went James. Phil and I went 12. You went 18.
Oh, this one.
All the grudge matches first.
So I realized I've never played John Gotti, so I actually threw out a challenge to either Ryan or John, but Ryan already had a challenge, so John graciously accepted. And I may have trolled him slightly by constantly posting about how I was going to shoot him to death. And he, I think, knew I had taken Sylvan Elves in my last couple tournaments.
Oh, so he may have thought you were doing Sylvan Elves.
He may have thought I was going to bring Sylvan Elves.
The Minotaurs don't have any command.
Do they have pair weapons or hand weapon shield?
I think he had shield.
I'm going to check the list. I'm going to double check this because I don't think he had anything with him.
I want to say he had shield.
I've seen more people playing the hand weapon shield than the Minotaurs, so they get the parry because they're more defensive.
Minotaurs with a shield.
Okay. So 5-up armor.
Yeah.
I actually really like John's list. It's a solid list. It's a little bit of everything. There are lots of threats. And secure is going to be a good scenario for him, especially on the diagonal, because it does give a relatively large area that the ambushers can be very effective in grabbing those tokens. Because secure is normally one of my best scenarios as ogres, but I don't think against these lists it's very good.
Do you have musicians on your bruisers?
I don't think so.
He does not. He thought he did, but he does not.
I think he needs to get his Godarax to go crazy to win this game. Otherwise, I think he's in trouble.
His what? His Gore-Tax?
Yeah, what do you call those things? I think if the Gore-Tax, he's able to get some charges off with them, I think he can win this game. But otherwise, I think that Ryan's list is very tough for him to beat.
If he rolls a few sixes with those Gore-Tax,
yeah,
it can really go his way.
And it actually could be very interesting because with the Gore-Tax Rock matchup, it's all going to depend on who charges.
Right.
Well, your Rock's 7 Swift Stride, right?
Yeah.
And the Gore-Tax 6, but no Swift Stride.
I think it may be 7 no Swift Stride, but I definitely have Swift Stride and he doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's the difference in the game is those monsters zoning each other. He does have a chaff advantage on you.
Yeah. Although, yeah, he does. And obviously the wild hearts are a pain in the butt when they ambush and throw stuff.
I think your thaumaturgy plus your zoning, this is going to tear him up. I played Beasters last tournament, and my opponent passed all his panic checks, but I was forcing panic checks left and right, and a lot of his stuff can just run off the board. So if he gets lucky, he doesn't panic and he's all right. But I think a lot of his plans can just evaporate.
Yeah. The Gore-Tax are 7 with no Swift Stride.
Yeah. So advantage to the Swift Stride. I'm going to take Caps with a bigger win here. I'm going to go for a 17-3.
I'm going 19.
Oh.
Caps.
I would say... Yeah, the hunting spears, I think, are going to drive him crazy because he really does have good targets.
I think the problem is if you can get those hunters around to a flank of a Gore-Tax, it's just
going to die eventually. It'll be interesting because if the Gore-Tax go down, then it's going to swing heavy to me. But if they don't, this is going to come down to who fails a charge first. I think I have an advantage on this one. I don't think it's huge. I'll say a 13 to me with Gotti winning the scenario.
Really?
Okay. Or a final score of, let's say a final score of 12 to me. I'll win 15, but Gotti will take the scenario.
Very conservative.
He is. He's just being gracious to his opponent.
That's very nice. I'm going for the sports votes.
That's what he's going for.
You know, that turned a tournament earlier today. We were watching the Michigan GT. 3rd and 4th place swap because of sportsmanship.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. See, it does mean something.
It does mean something.
All
Says the
right.
nicest guy in the mid-lane.
Here we go with Mark and Andrea, the final grudge match.
Is Renown the one where if you roll a 6, it does D3 wounds?
Yeah, lethal strike, D3 wounds.
I don't know how you don't
D3,
take that
sorry,
with.
D3 plus 1.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't take that with the
Blessed inscriptions.
yeah, the reroll to
Correct.
wound divine.
Almost, to me, it's a requirement, but some people don't like it.
I know he really likes Tristan's Resolve as an item. I just
What's
that
Tristan's
combo
Resolve
seems
do?
so good. What's that?
What's Tristan's Resolve do? I knew Salvation was the one for rollable.
Hit, or maybe if you wound, you can destroy a magic item.
Yeah, it's plus 1 strength, plus 1 AP, plus 1 attack, and you can discard one of your hits to choose to destroy a weapon enchantment.
I mean, it'd be pretty funny if he blew up the Aether Wand. I have plus 20 attacks. Now you don't.
That would be pretty funny. But yeah, so he's got 5 attacks. He has to hit.
Yeah,
the Blessed Inscriptions, I think, is the one that's the good one, though. Anyway.
It's the Divine Judgment is the reroll the wound divine, right?
Divine Judgment is...
Or is that the lance?
Divine Judgment's the multi-wound lance.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like you're missing Blessed Inscriptions. I feel almost like Tristan's Resolve might be just as good on the Paladin. I would say I really like Mark's magic setup. You don't see a lot of divination on KOE, but it can do some nice things, and it fixes a lot of their problems.
Yes.
Plus, Weavers hate divination.
And 2 Scorpions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Scorpions are mini cannons.
Yeah, I mean, they're just as good as a cannon against something that flies. It's just harder to hit.
Yeah,
Ooh, this is not wonderful for Andrea.
No, I'm not looking at good. It's not a good time for Andrea.
On the other hand, though, what's going to go into 29 slaughters of the Rending Banner?
The Knights of the Realm, the Bandit Last Charge. Right?
Andrea does not have a ton of shooting.
Yeah,
Although
he has like
Light Flies charge the Knights.
yeah, but they're only a 6. I think Mark outranges him pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, he can actually easily put a combo charge into those slaughterers.
Yeah. All right, so it sounds like we're all liking Mark in this one.
Yeah, I think so. It's just a question of how big. I'm going 18 for Mark.
Yeah, the real downside to usually you see the KOE with Druidism, and that helps it, when you fight a list that can shoot you down.
Right.
Andrea just has the magic for rain. I think the problem is going to be that Weaver's going to be under a lot of pressure, and that's probably going to change the matchup the most. So yeah, I think I'd give it to Mark. Scenario 1, 2, and Andrea does not have a ton of scoring. This is not the best scenario for him. Only has 3.
Yeah, but 2 are pretty big.
I'm gonna give it to Mark. I think the Weaver goes down and Mark gets the objective, which probably means 18 to Mark.
I have a little more faith in Andrea. I played him before.
He's a good player. I just don't think this
He's
is
good, and he's reasonably cautious. I think that if he sits back, he can be casting a lot of thaumaturgy spells, and the downside of taking divination and shamanism is Mark can't grow his guys back. And I think that Knights of the Realm lance that he's counting on that does the last charge, I think he'd be down like 2 ranks by the time it hits combat between all the magic missiles and stuff. And he has 2 units of Furies to keep him safe, and he has the counter charges set up. I think this game is more like a 10-10.
Really? Okay.
I think Andrea, if he plays conservatively, I think he can be a tough list to beat for Mark.
I think some of it may depend on terrain. If Andrea has a place he can hide and still, because that Weaver becomes way less effective if he can only cast Comment versus if he can cast. But you're right. If Andrea can sit back for 4 turns and just
2 magic missiles a turn with thaumaturgy, and then you're casting the breath weapons and stuff, and then the comet. If you stick a comet where all the lances are going, the lances aren't going to run through the comet. It's like an artillery barrage.
Yeah.
So I think it goes 10-10.
All right, that's a big shift from what we're going.
What are you going?
We're both on 18s.
Me and you?
Yeah.
All right, Todd Wyatt.
Todd drew the ringer,
Okay.
so I'm going with Todd. Simple.
Yeah.
All
right, our first matchup we're unveiling here.
Chris Mitchell against Alex Hall. Chris Mitchell's Ogres against Alex Hall's Saurian Ancients.
Huh.
Now, this was the one I was wondering about. Doesn't he... There was one of these lists, doesn't he... Someone posted a list that had 3 giants. And it did not have it on the... Like, they posted it on the forum with 3 giants, but it was not on the list.
This is not who? No, this is not him.
Irving Berlin, I think.
Okay, I'll look at him.
Irving Berlin is Chris Mitchell.
Okay, that is Chris.
He has the list he sent me. I'm looking at right now. The one he actually sent me, and there are no giants.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe his last tournament. I think he had triple giants last tournament.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
The one that got kind of messed up was Where's the Dark Gods has triple giants. 2 of them casters, 1 of them not.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
His club name.
But anyway, so here we go.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Sorry.
So these Mammoth Hunters, what's their armor save? They just like 6 up, they have nothing?
Armor saves is 5 up.
They
They do have shields. No, they don't. They have
No.
heavy weapons, light armor.
They have light armor and a neat defense 1, so they're 5 up.
5 up.
So they're
And
5 ups.
they can Vanguard with the Saber Tusk.
He does
No.
have Leader of the Pack on him.
Nope.
But they can Vanguard with the Saber Tusk. They have
Oh, he
Leader of
does
the
have
Pack.
leader of the pack.
Sorry, they are. It is there.
Okay.
I'm looking at their primary
Yeah.
list.
So, I mean, they're dirt cheap, and for 215 points, they're not bad.
Yeah.
But they will
Pay for
die.
light armor, so they're 220, Ryan. Yeah, they're 220 for what they are. I mean, that's a nice chunk of chaff.
The problem is there's, other than the engine of the gods, there's nothing else to throw spears at.
Correct.
So it's a 3-block list against another 3-block list. And they each have a supporting monster.
That is correct.
I think Chris Mitchell's Stratapult's the difference in the game. 15-5 to Chris Mitchell.
And I think that Sting Captain, double breath weapon.
You can only use 1 a turn, right? Or
Yeah.
1 per phase.
1 per phase.
And then
He'll shoot down that thing. He's got the poison shooting. He shoots down the Sting Captain.
Chris has way more shooting.
Yeah, Chris is going to go. I'm going.
Or sorry,
higher
Alex
than
has way more shooting.
I'm giving Chris a 16. If he uses those saber tusks and saber tooths and moves the hunters, even if they're not shooting something, he can vanguard them into the lines and just cause all kinds of problems.
I don't know. Pyro's not bad here.
Yeah, it picks up all the little spearbacks and stuff.
But divination means the frost mammoth or those hunters are gonna die.
Yep.
So then it just becomes which block fights better.
And if the frost mammoth's alive, the tribesmen are going to have an edge by going faster.
Yeah, I guess. I don't feel strongly. I think I'd give a slight edge to Chris, but I don't.
I think Chris might be the only ogre player without the Liger's tongue. All right, so you're going to give a slight edge to Chris?
Number.
1, 2. Chris is also the only one who didn't have 3 3-packs of bruisers.
Correct.
So they both. Alex has one more scoring unit. Or yeah, I think I'm gonna have.
Say 10-10 if you can't tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Chris a 12.
All right.
So is everyone going Chris?
Everyone went Chris.
We're
Me,
not in
16, Phil 15. All right. Who do we have next? Coming up next, we got
Joey and Travis.
Joey and Furion.
Although this is not the Furion list anymore. He's changed it.
It's changed a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
He did take Furion last tournament, but he's upgraded it.
Or downgrade it. We'll have to see.
So Mammoth Hunter, Mammoth Hunter, Mammoth Hunter, and you said they all scout, right?
Let me check real quick with Joey's.
Yeah, they all three have scout.
All three have scout. Yeah.
Which means that they're not going to be going in those Yetis. Although it is kind of awesome that he has 3 Vanguard and 3 scouting units.
Yeah, this is an extremely aggressive list that Joey has.
If he plays it aggressively, this could be interesting.
Joey's can't play it aggressive.
And Travis does have a dragon for him to throw spears at.
He does. And he's got to hide that dragon and the phoenix.
But Divination does kill Mammoth Hunters. Divination kills anything on this list.
Yeah, but it's going to be on so fast.
Super.
I think this is a good match for Joey. We'll see if he's able to win it. By the way, Joey has played 0 games with this list recently. He was playing Demons a bunch, and then for some reason, he submitted an Ogre list. So his only practice game is going to be against me tomorrow.
I don't know. I kind of like this list. That Queen Companion print with the Sliver of the Brazen Gun makes it. I mean, he will shred. None of the Mammoth Hunters can touch that unit. Whatever unit he's in, which is probably going to be the Sea Guard, he will shred any of those Mammoth Hunters. The Dragon, the Mammoth Hunters can't go head to head with. They'd have to rely on spearing it.
He also has 3 Thunderstomps against the Infantry Army.
Right. This can go either way. I'm going to go Joey with a 12.
Travis has way more shooting. Although this is the deployment where scouts can make the biggest difference because it's a deep deployment. I think I'm going to go Travis on this. Joey's list is similar enough to my ETC list, and this was not a slam dunk match for me. I think I'll go Travis, like a 14.
Right.
I think this game is going to be very similar to the Brandon Phil Carl game. It's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close.
Again, I'm not sure who's going to win because they have very different styles. But I think the winner is going to have 15 plus points. Because Joey has not played this list, I'm going to pick Travis, who is playing a list that's very similar to his one last tournament, and he did pretty well. So I'm going to pick Travis for 15.
Travis at 15.
But I think he could just as easily go to Joey the same way.
All right. Game 9.
You pair the two of them against each other?
That's what I didn't pair them. Alex and Jake.
So Alex is taking the Conrad list. It's a really, really tough list.
And Alex is a good player.
Yeah, and he at least has 1 tournament under his belt with it. So, he's probably shaking off the rust, and he knows what he's doing. Plus, he has the Black Orb, and Jake has Divination.
Correct. And
The
Jake,
best
Jake
20
has not
points.
been to a tournament, has he?
No. Jake is actually taking it's the matchup of the Polish. It's the Polish demon list versus a version of the Polish Sylvan Elf list.
I think this list.
Actually, that's unfair to Jake. This is not quite the full.
I played the Polish Sylvan Elf list, which I beat 11-9 by the way. That list is much stronger than this. The Pathfinders he has instead of Sentinels.
I think
the core he
Pathfinders are better shooters. They're just they're too expensive.
They're too expensive, and they're going to get magic missile down.
The bigger deal is they don't have poison. Like poison is what makes the Sentinels so good, because that's how you deal with things like the Weaver and stuff like that. Now the Weaver can run around wherever it wants. It's not worried about strength 3 or strength 4 shooting. It's worried about poison.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big deal. Also, the Polish Sylvan Elf list had a massive block of like 30 archers that he was doing +1 to hit 2 and stuff. So it was a lot harder to shoot at, and he had more chaff. I guess it's the same amount of chaff actually, but I'm not crazy about Jake's list. I think he's gonna get blown out. I think this is a 20 for Alex.
I got Alex for 20 and sitting on table 1 for game 2.
I love Jake's Forest Prince build, his Forest Elf build. I don't like Tree Father. I mean, Divination's such a good lore. That's the only reason people take Tree Fathers, because it's the only way to get a Divination Master. But man, I thought I was going to be different because I was going to predict a big win here, and now I'm the same as everybody else. Yeah, I mean, Jake has a little bit more short range, but he has a flaming cannon, he has a poison bolt thrower, he has blasty magic, and Sylvan Elves hate things that fly at them. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big win to Alex.
Yeah, this is a rough matchup for Jake, by the way. I would not be pleased if I drew this. This is a strong red for him. Like, it's as red as my shirt.
Yeah. So Jake, prove us wrong. 20 Alex, and then you can gloat the whole rest of the tournament.
Exactly. Prove us all wrong. Game 10. Matt Craig versus Keith Bonet.
I have no idea how to say his last name.
I think it's Bono.
Bono. Okay.
K-Bon.
He's also back to the game for I think the first time in a while.
He is.
Yeah, I don't think he's played a game.
He may not have.
I talked to him a couple weekends in a row, like a month or two ago, when Kelly and I were playing at Huzzah. He was talking about playing Lizardman, though, so I'm not sure how he came out with Vermin Swarm.
He was going to do Lizardman, but then he could not get the models together. So he switched to Vermin Swarm.
Oh, and he's probably glad he did. This is a rough match for Matt. Double Dreadmill, those gas are not going to survive long. Nor is the guy on the cadaver wagon. And then the rotary guns are...
Is Dreadmill flaming?
No.
Okay, because those gas will have a 4-up regen if they hang around the cadaver wagon. Right?
No, I guess that's true.
So 5 with a 4-up regen.
He's on the bell, and he has a Vermin Demon, so he's on Divination.
Yeah, it's...
I like Keith's list. The Vermin Garter, I wonder if that's where the bell goes. It probably goes in the Ratted Arms. He has a lot of shooting. Globes probably would have been a better choice. The Vampire Knights could be an issue.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go. What's the scenario?
The Dreadmills can eat up those Vampire Knights.
Oh yeah, because the multi-wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's right. The Vampire Knights will.
The Dreadmills can't kill everything.
That's true.
The Dreadmills will kill this. They'll kill this. Like, they can only kill one thing.
Yeah, I think they kill the Vampire Knights, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the right.
That's the target for them.
Because you probably kill 2 a turn.
And then just pour fire into something else.
Yeah, let the rotary shoot at the gas.
Right.
Phantom Host, he has lots of magic.
He's not played.
Phantom Host.
The problem is he hasn't played.
He was a good player before, though.
Wasn't Keith the previous captain of the ETC team before Chris Mintz?
Yeah. I think so. Down. What is apprentice evocation? Matt has a lot of magic, but alchemy doesn't do a ton here.
No, Matt doesn't have a lot of magic. That's oh, there is a master.
A master and 2 apprentices.
Is that master correct? Hold on. Let me look at that one real quick. Cadaver wagon, wizard master. Yeah, he is a master.
Although not a lot of evocation. Yeah, you know, I think I'm going to take Keith.
You gotta give us a number. Ian's tracking
I'm going to take Keith. I'm counting scoring units right now.
Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take Keith with I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna say Keith with a 20.
Oof.
That was my prediction. I was trying to keep it quiet. I think even though he hasn't played much, I think that Keith has watched enough of the game to understand how it works. He's asking good questions. I think he understands the game pretty well. Matt's gotten better recently. He did very well his last tournament he went to, the CGL Championships, coming in second.
Behind who would that be?
Yeah, I mean, he actually beat me. He beat me with my Tomb King list because I had to use his Highborn Elf list.
Right.
That was a tough game. I'm gonna go 18 for Keith.
18.
I think Matt's gotten a little better. I think I'm gonna give him 18. This is not a great matchup for Matt though, with all the magical shooting against his ethereal stuff.
Matt doesn't have a lot of practice. I mean, Keith, like you said, Keith hasn't played. Matt doesn't have a lot of practice. He hasn't played in 6 months, as far as I know.
Oh goodness, he hasn't played a game since.
I don't think so.
All right, I'll give Keith a 20. I'll play a game, man.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try Matt for 12.
Okay.
The CGL.
Just
CGL.
throw in the wind, right?
CGL. Why not? Shannon and Justin.
I
Bergy.
love this matchup.
So this has to be really right now. There have been only, I think, 3 matchups where we've picked different, like somebody has picked something different.
Yeah, the first 2 we have Phil picked different because he
Phil
went with
picked
the
it.
Phils.
Oh yeah, okay. So we have 4. Okay, we're doing fine.
Yeah, there's not that many though.
Oh, I didn't even look at the page. I literally just looked at
This is great.
Oh, now I would say Bergy just won the Michigan GT and like by a ways. Like he walked away with it.
And didn't he? What did he come in at the tournament 2 weeks ago?
He came in at the Mayhem in the Mountain. I think he got 4th or something, but he got a lot of kind of drawish results. But this weekend, I think he took a relatively similar list.
He's run the same list all 3 tournaments.
Yeah. So it may be starting to click with him where he just got better matches.
Well, I think also it's the competition level. I'm really excited to see Bergy and Schweitzer come out to this tournament because I think the competition level in some of these Midwest tournaments is not at all what we're seeing at the Mid-Atlantic tournaments.
This is an interesting one. So you guys were actually wrong, I think, on the list review because you said Bergy only had 2
Tower.
spells.
Correct. We missed the Karnrek Tower guy.
I think he has 6 spells.
The Karnrek Tower guy has 5 or something.
Doesn't he have 4 and then the mage has 2 more? Maybe it's 5 and 2.
Well, 5 if you count Oaken Throne, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, he's got plenty of spells. We missed that one completely.
Yeah, want to see Elf Spears at strength 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's scary.
You actually could get him to strength 6 if he got both strength bonuses and charge.
That could be ugly, couldn't it?
Yeah. I like Bergy's list a lot. It is a very shooty list. Now Shannon does have a Frost Mammoth, which is like the bane of elves, but the problem is Shannon's army I feel like is geared to kill big stuff with 2 Thunder Cannons and Poison Merc Vets. He just doesn't have a lot of great targets in Bergy's list.
Correct.
He's going to be shooting cannons at Eagles or Reapers or maybe a Reaver Chariot. You're not going to get like high yield.
No, he's not going to bother the Chariot with the cannon.
And other than maybe the Merc Vets, there's really nothing that really wants to fight those Flame Wardens, because Liger's Tongue doesn't help the Flame Wardens at all. I don't think, other than the Prince and the Commander, there's nothing in the army that has more than 1 attack.
Yeah, it looks like Bergy, but Shannon, they're both really good players.
I don't know if they've ever actually played either.
I think they have. Because Bergy won. Who won? They played at Buckeye 2 years ago.
Okay.
Bergy had a dragon list. I think Shannon beat them.
Oh yeah, they did play. And I remember a lot of dead stuff on the board. I think Bergy won small.
A lot of dead stuff. I'm going to go Bergy 14.
Ooh. Bergy has 5 scoring. Shannon only has 3 scoring.
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon didn't do the little bruiser darts.
Doesn't look like he did.
Shannon's going to get the charge, though. I mean, he has a much longer charge range in a lot of it. It's an adept shamanism, an adept pyro, so he won't have salvo, he'll have pyroclastic, and he'll have... He doesn't need the +1 to wounds, so probably fireball, or...
It's usually fireball. I mean,
but he gets fireball anyway.
So you'll have the +1 to wound, just why not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it matters for tribesmen, but... honestly, it's not...
Actually, it might not do it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you just take the 2 spell, but... I mean, the Pyromancy can do some damage to Bergy's list, but... Bergy can do some damage back. I think this is just list-wise. Shannon has too many things that are... Too many points that aren't getting their points back. I don't know that the cannons are getting their points back. I don't think Liger's is getting his points back. I don't know that the Poison's getting his points back on the Merc Vets. I just don't know this is the best match for Shannon.
I think it's a bad matchup for Shannon.
Yeah, so I think I'd pick Bergy for a 15.
Phil?
Which I hate doing because Shannon is such a good player.
I wish I wasn't playing round 1 so I could watch this game. Like, I don't like watching games of Warhammer. I like playing. But This is the game I want to watch.
This should be the game on table 1.
I would love to watch this game.
But I think one of them is going to be on table 1 a lot of the tournaments, so you don't want them there the first game.
Exactly.
I called, when I met Justin Bergy, I mean, we call him the Masters now, but I call him the Shan Pal of the Midwest to kind of like stick it to him, right? Because that's a sign of respect, though. Like, he's like the best player in the Midwest, in my opinion. And Shan Pal, for a long time, is the best player over here. He doesn't have it this year, though. Shan's got a lot of second places this year, not first places. I don't think this game gets to the 15s. I think it's within like 14 or less for either player. I think there's a lot of good arguments you guys put out for Bergy, and Bergy's playing great right now. I originally didn't like his list that much when I saw him switch from the Dragon, but he would have a very tough time with the Dragon list that he was running at ETC against Shannon's list here. Like, Shannon made a list to beat that. So it worked out well that Bergy's gone to a more all-comers, less aggressive list. I think I'll give Bergy the 14-6.
All right, so 2 14s and a 15 to Bergy.
I love this matchup, though.
It's like I said, I'm hopefully table 11 is going to be near where I'm sitting.
Yeah. If I finish early, I'm coming to watch.
Game 12, Brad Close and Cassidy Reuter.
Oh, these guys will be able to watch them. This game's going to take about 30 minutes. You have 2 players that are doing nothing but running at each other as fast as they can.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Cassidy has 3 steam copters. He has a shooting base.
He does.
He has like 4 units that vanguard, 2 units that ambush, and then his chaff will push up 2.
Yeah, Cassidy's going to try to get on him as fast as he can. That's Brad's motive for the army. This is going to be a slugfest in the middle, and somebody has to win.
It's nice you put them on table 12 right next to the good game to watch to the left.
They'll give them something to do after the game's over.
Yeah, after the hour they're done. And they're so they won't come and complain to me for being a slow player.
It is a slugfest in the middle. I don't think Cassidy has an answer for the Scourge, though, does he?
The king.
King on a war throne, but... Oh, destruction. Okay. He's got to live through the first round.
Steel gives him a... What's his word save?
Does the throne give you one?
I'm not sure. I'll look it up.
If it doesn't, he doesn't have one.
What does steel do?
Let's find out real quick. Steel is reroll failed armor.
So he's going to be a 1-up rerollable.
Unfortunately, he's playing something it's like strength 8.
Yeah, which means you have no armor.
What a shame.
Or maybe a 6-up.
War Throne does not give you a ward save.
So he does not have a ward save.
But it does give you 6 wounds.
Okay.
I think Brad does his Brad dice, and I think he gets a 20. He makes all his 11-inch charges, and he makes all his ward saves, and Cassidy will at least get to watch the game.
If Cassidy had any kind of ward at all on that guy...
How does Brad win the objective?
Oh, Brad doesn't play for objectives.
He doesn't play the objectives. If he wipes you out, he doesn't need an objective.
Brad and Bran play the same way. They just shove at you, and if they take you off, then they win the objective.
So how many attacks does a Scourge have? 7?
7.
It's going to kill the king.
If it has 7, he's not going to kill him in a round.
It takes a champion challenge the first round. Brad has hatred, so if the champion challenges, he gets to fight the second round.
Correct.
But the Wrath Scourge is going to start stomping on every character in that unit. And then Brad has up champions and other things, so you can challenge with a champion if he charges in like the Slaughterers or the Cavalry.
Just as a clue, Cassidy is actually watching this at the moment and posted it's going to suck either way.
I mean, if you take down the Scourge, Cassidy can win, because apart from the Scourge, the Dwarves actually match up well against...
right.
Because they parry against Wrath. Like, the downside of Wrath is parry. Parry kills you when you're Wrath. And Brad gets around a little bit because there's two things that have hatred. He has hatred on the main Slaughterers and hatred on the Scourge. So if he can beat the Scourge, I think Cassidy can actually blow it out his way.
Cassidy has no way to get that Scourge until he gets into combat.
So it can go around punking whatever it wants.
Yeah, and it flies. It doesn't have to fight his king.
So Cassidy, here's what you need to do. You need to taunt Brad, because he's going to come at you anyways. He's going to move up like 20 inches turn 1. Just taunt him into charging your War Throne King.
Make fun of him.
Yeah, make fun of him. He'll do it.
Tell him he can't possibly win.
I'm telling you, if he has his sunglasses on, you're good to go. You know when Brad shows up with his sunglasses on because he's been well, I won't get into that on the internet, but he's had a long night. If he's got his sunglasses on, you're good to go, and you can just taunt him and convince him to charge him.
And you can't
going
jack the thing, nothing.
I'm going Brad at 16. I think he wins max on points and uses the objective.
Brad no sunglasses 20. Brad with sunglasses 0.
No, actually, I would say Brad at 14 because he's going to get 17 and lose the objective.
So Brad for 14. I don't think he's going to fight the king. So, and there's nothing else.
You think it'll be a 12 or a 10 or?
I think the king lives, or yeah, I think the king lives.
Because if the king lives, then probably the Thane lives and the Greybeards live.
So I think Brad's getting 12.
Yeah, and then does does Brad get the objective?
So I don't think he gets the objective. So I go 12 to Brad.
I mean, if
I don't think Brad's ever had a game where he
Brad
got
doesn't get
12.
the objective and he doesn't get the king and the graybeard and the thing, I think Cassidy wins an 11.
So are you still going? I got you down as Brad at 14. You still sticking with that, Ryan?
If everybody else is going Brad, I'm changing to Cassidy. I think Cassidy, the objective flips into Cassidy.
I don't think this game is tight at all.
So what do you got?
All right, I'm going Cassidy with 11.
I've got Brad with 12.
I'm taking Brad with 20.
You got Brad with 20.
If he doesn't have his sunglasses on.
And you got 11 to Cassidy.
Yeah. I think Brad wins it, but he doesn't get the objective, and he doesn't get the king, and Cassidy wins it. So Cassidy, put everything in one unit and just sit on the objective.
If Cassidy had, if Cassidy didn't have all the flyers and had a ruined up organ gun to deal with the scourge, if he had something to deal with the scourge, I think Cassidy rolls this one.
I agree with you, but he doesn't.
But he doesn't, so I think Cassidy's in trouble. So, but I think it's a 12 because I think the king lives. All right. So I've got 12. Phil's got 20 to Brad and 11 to Cassidy from Ryan.
Cassidy, just keep your miners alive and keep your king's unit alive. Done.
All right. Ben Nelson and Norbert.
All right.
So in the list review, you missed Norbert's most expensive model. His Norbert's on a Shaw Guardian, which is like a Royal Sphinx.
It's there. Did we not say anything about it?
You didn't say it in the thing. You're like, I don't know where all his points are. He has chariots. It's
there
like,
he is.
He has a Dread Sphinx and a Royal Sphinx, and the Royal Sphinx hands out its weapon skill and lethal strike to the skeleton units, or ballistic skill, the skeleton unit or the chariots.
Yeah, we did miss that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's only like 800 points. Like,
Is this the list that Norbert had at Meadow Cry last year?
I don't know. Norbert doesn't paint very much.
He does. Yeah.
So I don't think his army changes that much.
His
so yeah,
stuff
it's probably
is
the same.
fantastic, but he kind of switches in and out some pieces. He's fantastically painted, but he doesn't have like anywhere near what Phil has as models.
Yeah, he's very limited model selection.
I don't even know that he has Shopties. I haven't seen him play them.
I don't think he does, otherwise he'd take them. They're so good.
They're fantastic. Ben Nelson. Ben, if you listen to the list review, Ben is my guy for a top 20 finish.
So you're picking Ben here.
Yes, I'm going Ben. Ben's my man. Ben's been due for a long time.
So the interesting part is the Divine Altar helps a lot to counteract the Sphinx and the Shaw Guardian.
That's a good point.
And he does have a Master of Divination.
Oh, he does, yeah. And the thing is, Norbert doesn't have a ton of shooting.
He has 2
magic.
And he's got the Familiar to bump its range just a bit.
Does Norbert have... Oh, there he is, Master Cosmo.
Yeah.
Interesting. On an Ankh, I've never seen that with a McCasper.
The Ankh is just, it gives his unit a 6-up regen, and it makes him the Hierophant for 5 points less than he would have paid.
Because I actually questioned him on this. I said, Norbert, you don't have a Hierophant.
No, Ankh it makes
that's
you
not the snake, then.
No.
No,
that's their mold. But the Ankh is like, if you have a Master, you pay 50 points to be a Hierophant. The Ankh is 45, but you don't get the ability to heal other units. Instead, you give your unit a 6-up regen. It's for he gives him like a ward save. Like Norbert expects his skeleton archers to get into combat. We play totally different.
Yes. The other thing I think Norbert is missing in his list is the what's that guy called? Your engineer guy. Your
architect.
Architect, yeah.
Architect, yes.
Yeah, Norbert should probably pay an architect sometime.
I mean, he's definitely worth the 130 points.
The Dread Sphinx is the one that does multi-wound right to large targets.
Yeah, so if you're towering presence, it gets +2 strength and multi-wounds D3. Or it might be +2 strength all the time, I think, but it gets multi-wounds D3 if you're towering.
So that's
So
the
against the
interesting
altar
thing.
and both of the flying characters.
Norbert has 2 catapults and a flying monster that will shred a lot of Ben's big stuff.
Those catapults could do a lot of damage to Ben's stuff.
He does not have any way to make them reroll to hit, all right?
No, he has +1 to hit as a spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ben can't let that happen.
Yeah, those catapults can be bad wherever they go because they could be killing dread judges or legionnaires or monsters.
I just saw the best comment in the world in the chat, Phil. It says, "I don't think Phil doesn't really have Shabti models either."
It's not stopping me.
Wow, that was a classic.
Who said that?
Jeremiah.
I'm surprised Jeremiah actually got to the shop to see.
That's pretty awesome. Anyway, so based on that, I'm still going. I'm still going with my buddy. Ben's taking it. Ben's going to win it big. Ben's going 18. He's going to ignore the chariots. He's going to fly around, kill off the chariots, and then he's just going to roll.
All right, Caps, what do you got?
This is a hard one. I'm gonna go with. I don't think Norbert hits with the catapult, and I think Ben takes it. I'm gonna say 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say Ben with a 12.
I think this is a green for Norbert. This is exactly what his list wants to play, 16-4. He's got, like, the stalkers are great against the flying characters. They can do wounds to those with no armor save. He's got the catapults. He has 3 units of chaff, and he's going to zone him, plus he's shooting. The Crown of Pharaohs lets him loan out his ballistic skill, so one of the catapults will be hitting on 4s. And then his other Cosmo guy lets something hit on 4s. So both catapults hit on 4s and rolling.
Doesn't it?
What's up?
What's the range? Doesn't he have to hang around the catapult for that?
Yeah, Norbert's going to sit back, though. Why would you push up on this list?
Okay, good point.
Norbert's going to sit back. It's the diagonal scenario, so he can even go up the scenario. Ben's going to push on him. I think Norbert wins 15-5.
Phil's got Norbert 15-5. What did you have, Ryan?
I think I got Ben small. I think Ben. Ben needs to get into combat. He can't hang around forever. But divination, I mean, Norbert could. The Shot Guardian is a monster, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with divination, that Shot Guardian with that dread sweep goes down early, I think.
So, what do you mean? When you mean small, what are you giving him?
At 12.
Okay. All right.
Should have taken an architect, Norbert.
You should have taken an architect. Game 14. Paul Loyster, the return of Paul, one of the nicest guys in the Mid-Atlantic, and Nate Allison.
Well, you're really going to make him want to come back when you made him play against 80 Nasher herds.
I'm sorry. I'll apologize for Paul right now.
I think that you should have made Shannon play Nate Allison. This is reward for not accepting my challenge, but I like the matchup that you got instead.
This was a scary matchup for anybody. It's just a wall of troops.
Yeah, I played this in a one-day, Nate Allison's list, and he showed up on the table, and I was just like, what do I do against this?
Well, that was when he had the 4 units of 20, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. He had some huge number of Nashers. It was like he spread the entire deployment zone with Nasher herds.
Correct.
And I was like, nothing in my army can fight that, and somehow I think I went in and assassinated his general, and I broke a lot of stuff from him.
Right. That's his only problem if his Great Green Idol goes down. But the Nashers are immune to psychology. Iron Orcs are. Feral Orcs are. You're not panicking this stuff off.
You have to flank it so it'll break.
You got to break it.
Which is just a huge mess.
And it's a long way to get around the flanks of 2 units of 40 and 2 units of 30.
Yeah, I think this is a very tough matchup for Paul. I'm going to go 18 to Nate.
I'm going with a 20 for Nate.
It's just a lot of Nashers.
It's a crazy number.
Where does the shaman go? He goes in the. He probably goes in the
20 common orcs hang in the back.
The 20 common orcs, yeah.
He's going to hang in the back of the 20 common orcs.
Yeah, those units are just so big.
And the 2 chariot mages just roaming around. Yeah, it's tough. This is actually my favorite list.
Yeah, this one and Stiles were the most interesting. Yeah, Ryan Stiles and Nate Allison's were the 2 most interesting lists, I thought.
How many points is a Nashor herd? A 40-man Nashor herd.
Let's bring that up real quick and I'll let you know. Nate, where did he go? It is 520. 520.
Ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, there's nothing in Paul's list that wants to fight that though.
No, not even this.
I mean, the Ryman Knights would go in and kill half the unit and then die.
Yeah, they'll just eat them.
Yeah, and he only has
Actually,
17 Flame Wardens.
If the Knights of Rima go in, he'll probably win that combat in the first round, but then he'll get eaten alive as he just.
Yeah, as long as Nate keeps the Nashors near the general. Yeah, I gotta give it to Nate.
How big?
I think Paul will keep punching, but I'm gonna. Oof. I'm saying 17 to Nate.
So we've got a 17, 18, and a 20 to Nate. All right. Sorry, Paul. Welcome back. 15. Here we go. Ben Jones. with Infernal Dwarves, and Victor with his Saurian Ancients.
So how many spells does Ben Jones have in his list?
I don't know.
I think he has 2 spells.
An Adept of Pyro.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh wait, he has the Icon of Inferno. So when he casts one of those spells, he gets another blade.
Right. Why would you take that when you only have 2 spells?
Because you're Ben Jones.
Who makes these lists?
I mean, honestly, I think 4 spells is an absolute minimum, and usually you need 5 or 6.
Yeah. He's got a lot. He's got more orcs than most orc armies have.
I don't know Victor.
Victor's played UD in the past and also Saurian.
He was at.
He's from New York, New Jersey.
He played close to this list at Dragon's Den.
I feel like Infernal Dwarves have so many good options to kill big things, and Ben took none of them. And he's playing an Alpha Carnosaur. Right? I mean, he doesn't have the Pain Train. He doesn't have the Kadim. He doesn't have the Overlord with the gauntlets and the...
You know, little train, Thomas Tank Engine that Kevin has? That's what he's talking about.
You're right, he doesn't have it. He's got the Titan Mortar instead.
Yeah, although... Victor, how did you not take the Starfall Shard on that Alpha Carnosaur? It's shame on you there. But, no, I think that Alpha is going to eat this army.
Well, on the bright side, there's only, one model that the Alpha can get multi-wounds on?
What? The mortar?
Yeah, I think so. There's not a lot.
Because the volley gun is not the strength 7 gun, it's the little one, right?
The volley gun, gunnery team, gunnery volley gun. Yeah, it's the small one, 150 points.
Yeah. Hey, if it makes him feel better, those impact hits from the Alpha are only going to be at strength 4 against the Immortals.
There you go.
Yeah, this is
it might be in trouble in the first game.
And then the Temple Guard. I mean, the Temple Guard can stand toe to toe with those Immortals. Their issue is armor penetration.
And they do have the rending banner.
Yeah, and he's going to stand next to that engine, so he's going to get a 5-up ward versus all the shooting. And he has divination, so I don't think the Titan's going to last that long. Yeah, I think this is Victor, and I'm gonna give him a big one. I'm gonna say 2-3. I'm gonna say 18 to Victor.
I want Victor in 16.
I was really hoping Ben Jones could win big the first game, and so that he could get to play against Alex in the second round. So
He
Alex
only wanted because I know he issued a challenge and Alex ignored him.
Ben Jones just makes these crazy lists.
I liked Ryan's comment. There's so much that's really good in the Infernal Dwarf list, and Ben has none of it.
I'll give Ben a 2.
He took a blunderbuss on his general. Why? I mean, do you find
Ben has kids now. I think I've seen pictures he posted where his kids help him paint his models. I think now his kids pick his list for him.
Okay.
I want a blunderbuss, Daddy. All right.
So we've all got Ben getting blown out in that one. So you've got So Ben, if you're listening, you've got nowhere to go but up. Jeremiah Nelson and Jeremy Schweitzer.
And by the way, Jeremy Schweitzer just won Best General at Michigan GT today.
Really?
And he got first overall at the previous tournament.
Oh, and Jeremiah's got
different lists.
Jeremiah's got the fluffy Feldrake list.
And even worse, he's playing against a shooty Verminswarm. Verminswarm normally does well against warriors.
Right.
So this is going to be the biggest blowout around one.
Wait, really?
Schweitzer is on fire.
Well, he's got 2 units of 12 Plague Disciples. He's got 2 Dread Mills, 2 Plague Catapults, and 2 Globe Launchers. There's no reason for the Warriors to even have armor.
Yeah, the Feldrax this is a bad pairing.
This is a terrible pairing for Jeremy.
The Dread Mills, I mean, whether they're shooting Feldrax or the Ancestor are going down. The Catapults and Globe Launchers are just going to zone in on the Warriors. I mean, the only thing for Germ is what I've found playing Skaven is a lot of times if you just rush it, I mean, if you have enough threats and you can just shove them all forward, sometimes they really freak out. That's actually, I think, why the Disciples are pretty good at just keeping people back. If I'm Germ, I shove it all at Schweitzer, just max charge it up. Schweitzer's going to kill 1 or 2 things in his first round of shooting, and then you start charging.
Right.
And you just give him 10 threats on the board and say kill the 2 you want, and everything else is charging. I think that's the only way he wins this.
Yeah, because there's not really chaff in this list, is there?
In Jeremy's? Not really. I mean, probably the Globe Launcher teams become chaff if he needs to, but there's not a lot. I mean, the Pendulum is nasty. The Bell is going to mean all those Weapon Skill 5 warriors are now Weapon Skill 3 warriors.
Yeah, the Disciples as well could be considered chaff, I guess.
Oh wait, don't Feldrakes get something special if they get hit by a lightning attack?
Yeah, if they get Hatred or Frenzy or something. Or I think they took that out.
What's this?
They used to get excited by lightning. I don't think they have that anymore.
Was it good?
It was like Frenzy. If you come with lightning, they have Frenzy.
It never ever mattered in any game.
It's not going to matter in this game.
Oh, it will matter.
It will matter.
Schweitzer is playing lights out right now. He's the hottest player in the country.
The Feldrakes have no special. The only special rule they have is hatred against flyers.
Yeah, I think if Germ pushes aggressively, he has a shot. But that's his only shot. If he does not aggressively run it, take the first turn, push max forward, and get ready to charge, I think he'd get the 0.
He does have 3 units of Warhounds to throw out in front. So All right.
If I actually look at the list, I think Ryan's argument's a little better.
Because, I mean, think about it. If he sits back, Jeremy will pick him
No,
apart.
he can't sit back. This is going to be a fast game.
But, like, the Feldrak has to be Jeremy's priority. But if he pushes it all for it, he uses the Banner of Relentless Company first turn, he uses the Warhounds to chaff, and he pushes all the Feldraks up. I actually think Jeremy has a chance here. Because he has, 3, 6, 7, 8 combat threats? Like, serious combat threats? And Jeremy can probably take down 2 in a turn. And Jeremy has 1, 2 combat threats back, 3.
Right.
I think Jeremy has a chance if he rushes Jeremy. He's just going to have to be willing to accept his dying if he doesn't want to die.
Good luck, Germ. Good luck, Germ. I'm going to give you 5, Germ.
Phil, what are you going?
I'm amazed by how well Schweitzer's been just killing people. I'm taking it big. 20-0.
I'll break with it, and I'm going to go with Germ, because the thing with Schweitzer, if you look at his results, he wins big, but he also loses big in some of his matches. Like, he gets 20s or he gets 6s. And I think Germ's going to listen to this podcast. He's going to do what I say, and he's gonna roll over, and he's going to owe me a beer after this.
He's listening to this podcast right now, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah, Germ, you're going to win this game. Confidence, just run at it.
There you go.
All right, Coach Caps believes in you.
So, Caps, how many are you giving? How many points are you giving your
14, because
pupil?
Schweitzer wins 20 or loses 6.
Okay.
Well, I believe in Coach Schweitzer.
He said thanks. Jeremiah said thanks for the pep talk.
That's for hating on my shop tea.
So we have Brian Hulley in Game 17 against Kevin Clark. Brian Hulley without the halflings.
And this is Kevin's updated list. He took a penalty to send you, correct?
He took a penalty to send me this list.
With no lores. I assume he has
a
occultism. I text him, he never answers me.
Well, the Plague Patriarch has to be on occultism, and the Magister is either on Thaum or Witchcraft.
Correct.
Yeah, he is thaumaturgy.
I'm assuming it's going to be thaumaturgy.
Because he
I'm
is second
assuming the
awakening.
Magister is the general.
Yep.
And yeah, if you took Second Awakening, it's going to be Thaum.
But I don't know that. He's got the Crown of Autocracy, so I'm assuming he's the general, but again, it's not on the list. Oh, sorry. What did I... Oh, I got everything. So...
The other one's a BSB, though. It has to be the general.
Well, no, the Plague Patriarch...
Oh, no, the Plague one could be. You're right.
Could be. Like I said, I think it's pretty obvious what it is.
Crown of Autocracy isn't the general.
Anyway. Tree Father Ancient, Dryad Ancient.
Are Naphthas flaming or no?
I think so. I'll look it up.
Okay. You got that one?
I'm pulling it up.
Okay. 2 Sylvan Archers.
They are.
You found it already? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that hurts.
A lot.
The Dreadmills. Dreadmills hurt a lot of things in this list.
Yeah, this is a bad match for Brian.
Yeah, this is a good match for Kevin. He also doesn't have Sentinels. Sentinels just make all the difference. They'd allow him to work on picking off those things a little better.
Right.
I think Sentinels are key to these Sylvan Elf lists. Like, I play Joe, let's say, twice a week. So I play these Sentinels all the time. I think they're the linchpin of the list.
Yeah, he's got lots of trees. The Forest Prince build has made it to the U.S. That's such a good build.
Yeah.
Oh, the Great Elk guy?
Yeah.
Titanic Might.
But he hates treadmills. And
he'll kill one if he charges it, right?
oh yeah. But if he doesn't, then it will blast him.
Right. But I mean, he's much faster than it. If he can get a charge off on it, he should blow right through it.
Yeah. I don't like Kevin's list as much as Jeremy's list just a little bit ago. He has the double towers too.
Right.
But I still think this is a good match for Kevin. I mean, he has a lot of multi-wound stuff, and there are a lot of multi-wound targets. They're all flammable. And Brian doesn't have enough shooting that he could really just hit fast.
He doesn't. He's only got, what, 25 shots?
Yeah. It's not all that mobile shooting either. And he took the Tree Father with Druidism, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, I don't see the point of a Tree Father if you're not going to take a Master Divination.
Yeah.
Man, if he kills that Tree Father Ancient, not only does his Wizard go down, but he picks up, what, 900 points after the general bonus? 1,000 points after the general bonus?
Between the two, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a general that can't hide, and Kevin has 4 things in the army that do multi-wound.
Yes. Yeah, that's not good. So,
I'm gonna say Kevin.
I'm going Kevin with 14.
Kevin got 60 points at Dragon's Den. I think it was his best tournament finish ever. I think Kevin's playing his best Warhammer of his life right now. I think Kevin wins 16-4.
Kevin's got more than 60 at a tournament. He took
Really?
He took a best general somewhere.
That must have been not a very well attended tournament.
Ouch.
Ooh, nice. All right, so what did you say you gave him?
I'll give 16 to my teammate.
Okay.
It's not from a joke.
And Ryan, what do you got?
I'm sorry, Brian. I think Kevin wins this big. I think it's a 20. I think regardless of which way they play it, Kevin wins this.
And the final game. Guy Cheney with his Highborn Elves, and
All right.
Jared Messing with Empire Sunstall.
And I think Jared did update his list from the last one, because I think he added the Griffin and the Steam Tank. The Rocket.
I played him round 3. It's the exact same list.
It is the exact same list?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Never
he had
mind.
this list at
This is
Dragon's
Den list.
But it was supposed to play this on day 2, and luckily Pairings got changed.
It's his same 8th edition list. Like, it hasn't changed in like 5 years.
It's a solid list. I don't tend to love night lists. I feel like sometimes they can go down really big. The Locket doesn't do as much versus Elves as it does versus some of the bigger monsters. The Rocketeers are okay, but again, he doesn't have a lot of multi-wound stuff.
Right.
And the Nightly Orders, 30 spears with a Rending Banner. It's going to be AP, 3 if he charges?
Yeah.
Those are all rough, and Lion Guard and Swordmasters, and you don't really have that much. This is not a great match for Jared. I think he uses Cosmo to blow away. He probably takes Pyro and just get another missile spell and just try to pick away at Swordmasters. The problem is any of those units that charge the Swordmasters get to swing first. And he doesn't have enough shooting that I think he takes it all down.
Yeah, I like the armor though. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. What is the? He does have the number 5 in Cosmo. It's a strength 3 hit to
Everyone
everyone.
takes a strength 3. Yeah, so guys to sit on that one.
Yeah, so he's got to make sure that doesn't go because that's ugly.
So he'll eat an Ice and Fire and probably a Fireball every turn.
Right.
Again, the Sunstall, it's just Jared has taken choices that I think are very good choices. They just don't make
Match
a
up
big
against
of
this
an
army.
impact in this matchup. Like
Yeah,
the
this is
Sunstall,
really
the
good matchup.
Locket, the What's the other one? It's just some of them just aren't. This is not what you're paying the points for. It's not to kill elves.
I think Jarrett's list is actually a better list than Guy's list, but I think that this is just a terrible matchup between the two lists.
I don't love Guy's character setup. I mean, the High Prince is fine. I think you could tighten up the characters.
Yeah, I'm going to give Guy 16 in this one. He's on my team, by the way, Phil.
The thing is, Jared is a wily. I mean, he's back in it. Jared's a good player.
Jared beat me because we ran out of time. He didn't have time to rally his general before he went off the board because we only went 5 turns.
Yeah, he beat me. This is not a great match. I mean, there are 4 units that Jared doesn't really want to charge at full strength.
Although Jarrett's matchup against me is much better than his matchup against Guy is.
Guy doesn't have the best answer for the steam tank, though. I mean, I guess the Lion Guard.
I think his bolt throwers can deal with it. The steam tank's not horribly dangerous. It's not that fast. It doesn't really have anything to shoot with, so I guess I'll push with it.
What's the toughness on a steam tank? 6?
6.
1 up armor, 6.
50 chance to wound with the if he can single bolt.
Yeah, but he
no armor.
Oh, he doesn't have the Conrad Tower. He has Cosmo, so he doesn't have the alchemy spell.
Correct.
It's a bummer.
The steam tank is the thing that can go after the sword masters or the spears. The Lion Guard because the Lion Guard multi-wound it, right?
What do Lion Guard with multi-wound? Let me look real quick. Highborn Elves.
I think it's anything large or gigantic, right?
No, they're specific though. It's not like the dwarfs though.
Against large beasts, large cav, and gigantic.
Yeah, so the steam tank and the knights of the thing.
Steam tank's not large gigantic, so it doesn't get it.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh. The steam tank may be the key
it's
of
a chariot. A construct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Guy 12-8.
He does have the guy at the Marshal. Marshal and the Griffin could be interesting as well. And I like the combo of Death Warrant to get battle focus and the Prelate to get hatred. I mean, that knight unit can hit pretty hard.
Right.
I think Jarrett's a good enough player. He's not just going to run into blocks that are going to shred him. I think he'll pick away at it. I think Jarrett will find a way to wrestle the scenario, and I think he'll pull out a 11 or 12.
Wow, you're going to pick Jarrett to win a red match.
I got a feeling.
So what do you give
him?
11 or 12?
I'll say a 12.
At the last tournament, Guy had 60 points. He had 3 20s and 2 0s.
But that was with Skaven.
Oh, that's true. He played Skaven.
He played Skaven in the last one.
Interesting. This is a new list for Guy. I'm still going to take Guy with 12-8. Looking at the list, I think
You're giving Guy
he have the edge.
Neither of them have that much shooting. Two Reapers and 12 Archers versus 2 Rockets, a Stank, and 5 Riders.
Right.
Yeah, the Rockets are almost worthless in this matchup, though.
They both have 1 chaff. Yeah, I think it's a bad match for Jarrett. I think he may be able to pull it out. Because the other thing is, he doesn't have to fight it if he doesn't want to. He can just go somewhere else.
Just go somewhere else.
Take his ball and go home.
If you go somewhere else, you lose the objective.
Right. All right. Is that gonna? You're still stuck with what you got, Ryan? Jared with 12.
Yeah, I'm going with the underdog.
All right.
Nice.
All right. That's gonna do it.
Are we picking an overall?
Sure. Why not?
Top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
In order or not in order?
Not at all.
You don't need an order. That's fine. This is a stacked tournament.
It is.
There are a lot of very good players.
Like they just had the Michigan GT, and like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place you could have predicted who was going to be those 5.
Because of the player, yeah.
This is a much more competitive tournament.
I've already given mine, unfortunately.
What's that?
I've already done mine in the list reviews.
Oh, well then what were they?
You picked Brandon Phelps top 3. Let's get out of here.
Come on. I got Brandon for finally getting a top 3, and then Shannon and Alex.
Interesting. I think, I don't know. I'm starting to fall out of love with the Weaver list too much. I think it's good, but I don't think it's unbeatable. I'm gonna go Bergy, Shannon, and who would be my third? Bergy, Shannon, and me.
There you go.
Confidence, right?
I like that. So,
Although I'm coming off Buckeye, that was my worst result in the last 2 years.
So I'm going to put you down for Bergy, Shannon, and you.
Yep.
Phil?
This is tough. There's a lot of good players to consider. I'm really excited to see how these guys from the Midwest do. They've been doing really well in these Midwest tournaments too when they come here to the Mid-Atlantic. I think the intersectional play is always the most interesting. That's why I was really excited to play Pete Reese round 1. Schweitzer has just been on fire recently, and Bergy too. So I'm really excited to see how they do. I think Bergy has a really good chance to win round 1 against Shannon. I think he can just sit on the top table. And I think with a defensive list, I think it'll be hard to take off. So I think Bergy top 3 is good. I don't think Schweitzer is going to keep up the role. I think that he's done well at tournaments that haven't had quite as many tough players. And I think eventually he's going to take one of those big losses. But I'll pick one of the guys in the West to be up there. So I'll pick Bergy. And I need 2 more. Chris and Finlayson are coming.
I think you can, I mean, Alex is great. I think you can consider Jarrett. I think you can consider Pete and Mark and Phil.
There's a lot of good players. I mean, if Menz and Joe were here, this would be a deadly tournament.
This would be the Masters if those 2 were there.
Pretty much.
Travis, I mean...
Yeah, I think some of these guys just aren't going to be able to stay in the top just because too many tight people to play against. To me, it's going to come down to who can win those games that are like yellows. Like, who can take a bad matchup? Like, you're talking about, like, Jarrett has a bad matchup against Guy. Who can take a game like that and still come out and win it? Because eventually people are going to run into bad matchups. I think Shannon's taking one round 1. But, you know, I actually believe in Shannon to... Like, I look at Shannon as someone that can win those tough matchups. So, you know, I'm actually going to take Shannon as one of my top 3. I'm actually going to put Bergy out because I'm not going to pick both of them. So I'll pick Shannon. Shannon, I think, beats Ryan every time they play each other and they're ogre off. Have you ever beaten Shannon with your ogres?
We played ogre on ogre once at Buckeye and he beat me 16-4. And then we've played, I think, my Empire and his ogres twice, and he's beat me. I don't think I've beaten Shannon.
So Shannon just owns everyone, and then the Mid-Atlantic. So he'll take his round 1 loss, and he'll beat 4 people.
Right.
So I'll pick Shannon. I don't think I can pick myself because I think my matchup's too tough from round 1. I'm gonna get stuck in the middle again. Let's see. I don't think Alex makes top 3. I can't pick.
You did or did not?
I don't think Alex will make top 3.
Okay.
I think Alex is hungry, and I think he has a good list.
I think there's too many people that are good that can counter him. Oh, Jarrett's tempting. I kind of like the idea of Jarrett.
Well, you can take the army that's going to beat you in round 1.
I think that he has a good matchup against me, but I don't think he can win against some of his other lists. He's not going to run into this whole army of multi-wins every game. I don't know.
I don't know, there are 5 ogre players.
I'm not even gonna pick a top 3. I'm just gonna pick Shannon to finally get his first place in the tournament season. That's my pick.
Oh, come on.
That's it.
We
That's all I
both
got.
had to do a top 3.
All right. I already went through and analyzed all my matchups,
Right.
and I made a predictions previously. So let me go through and look what that says. My top 3, I had Cap, Shannon, Bergy when I went through it previously.
Okay, so I'll go with that. It's interesting. One thing that is interesting about this, out of all of us, no one picked the current #1 player in the Mid-Atlantic.
Who's that?
Phil Carl.
I just beat him 15-5
I'm just saying.
last tournament. Phil Carl will not be top 5 this tournament. Can I tell you some players that won't be top 5? Phil Carl.
Oh.
Let me tell you another one won't be top 5. Brandon Phelps.
Oh. Shots fired.
That's a lot easier one to pick than who's going to be top 3.
I would say Phil has not yet instilled fear of KOE in me, like he did with the trees.
Well, the problem is he's got that same 5-up ward that if he gets on a roll, it's buff. It's tough.
You just got out 5-up him. That's what I did. Throw more 5s than he can.
Just get Brad to roll for you.
Brad, come here.
Come here, roll these
Is your
dice.
game with Cassidy done yet? Come over here.
Yes. All right. Okay. Anything else?
Super excited.
Your favorite list as far as fun list is got to be Nate for me.
Yeah, Nate and Ryan Stottle are my 2 favorite.
I was gonna say Ryan Tuttle. I like his list a lot. I'm trying to think who else.
Jeremiah too. I think Jeremiah actually is you talked me into it. He has a fairly good chance of beating Schweitzer, because that's a place where his list can actually do well just by pushing. He has so many threats. So I think his list is pretty cool too. And I saw his pictures online, like his display board looks really cool and stuff. I'd be happy to play against that. That'd be fun.
All right. Okay, then. I guess that wraps it up.
All right. See you guys.
All right,
See
thanks,
you guys Friday.
You got it.